What's up, y'all? Scott Schumann here with Schumann Performance. And today I'm going to be going over why your arm swing could be causing your arm problems and also decreased velocity. To begin with, there are two types of arm swings that are most common in pitchers. You have your hand swing where the hand leads the elbow up into scap retraction. And then you have your arm spiral, which is the most common, where the elbow leads the hand into scap retraction. Now, a couple benefits for the hand swing delivery are going to be that the arm is getting up and on time super early, which may benefit those of you who have a quick delivery and move down the mound super fast, or those of you who have, let's say, a narrow rib cage, anterior tilted shoulders with a forward trunk posture, and you kind of sit like this naturally. So you may not have the range of motion to actually break your hands and allow that hand to follow the elbow into that scap retraction, because by the time it flipped up, it would be way out in front of your face. Whereas when you break your hands and the hand leads the way, now because of your natural posture, you're still able to hold this good neutral spine while the arm flows up into that good 90-degree position behind the midline of the head. Now, the downside of that type of arm swing, and in my opinion, are going to far outweigh the benefits, and I'll explain here why. So the two most common problems I see with that type of arm swing are, one, going to be what I call an early layback, okay? Ideally, we want to see, once the arm flips up, that it stays in this 90-degree angle, as you can see here, as it moves past the midline of our head, and then once it gets past the midline of our head, then it starts to lay back. Anything before that is called early layback, and that's going to cause a lot of stress on the UCL, especially the flexor tendon and the tricep. Now, number two is kind of go alongside with that is what I call early spinal extension. Because the hand is getting up early, we're going to extend our spine and lay back early because, again, the hand's already up, ready to rock. So the body's like, okay, well, let's unleash it, right? Instead of delaying the torso and allowing more segmentation to happen between the hip and the shoulder, instead we're eliminating that time and go ahead and going into our throw or layback early, which are going to cause a decreased velocity, stress, pain, or possible injury in the elbow. As far as the arm spiral goes, in my opinion, this is going to be the most beneficial arm swing as far as really in creating a healthy kinematic sequence pattern. Now, to begin with, I'm going to go back over this. So the arm spiral is when you break your hands and the hand gets below the elbow as the elbow leads the hand into that good scap retracted position, and then the arm flips up behind the midline of the head. Now, a couple negative side effects of that or possibilities is because the hand is getting below the elbow, if you have let's say a lazy arm or your timing's not quite right, it's possible that you could land with the ball a little bit below the elbow at front foot strike, which is going to cause what they call the inverted W. And that can cause some possible issues with your UCL or maybe even your shoulder because, again, your arm is technically late, so you're going to have to rotate out of it early, and it's really going to cause that intense flip up action. So because your arm's trying to catch up, again, so it's either going to cause pressure on the elbow or the biceps going to pull on that labrum because your body's trying to get it out of the way of the arm so the arm can come through and do its thing. Now, outside of those negative side effects, I believe personally that the positives outweigh the negative for a couple reasons. One, because by having this ball below the elbow type motion, you're going to promote a healthier kinematic sequence, which we know from data actually promotes less valgus stress on your elbow and your shoulder when things are on time. So what I mean by that is when you break your hands, you're going to allow the hips to continue to rotate and the torso to kind of delay and stay more neutral as the hand is flowing up, as you can see here, which is going to create a lot more hip shoulder segmentation and really help you to feel that corkscrewing or winding up of your body as the arm is loading up and it's good flipped up position. Now, as you can see here, also not only that, once the arm flips up, you're more than likely going to be in a better position at full flip up instead of that early layback. Because again, because the hand is staying below the elbow, I'm now going to keep my spine or my ribs down and more neutral as I go into full flip up. Okay. Which is going to, again, not allow me to get into early layback, but be in that good flipped up position behind the midline of the head, whether it's right here or farther back, depending on your scap mobility. And then it's also because my ribs are staying down, I'm going to be able to stay neutral while the arm comes through, and then I'm going to lay back once it gets past the midline of my head. So again, this is by far, in my opinion, the most efficient way to throw a baseball. And I definitely think if you're having some arm problems, there's something to look at and go through and maybe try in your throwing progression. If you like what you heard here today, give me a comment below and let me know your thoughts, or like, follow, or share, or better yet, go to SchumannPerformance.com and let's begin your journey together.